everybody. So last video kind of ended abruptly because I was driving and it was traveling and it was kind of a late night getting home, so I was quite tired. But I do want to update you guys. So my girlfriend and dog obviously made it home safely. We got in probably around like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, so it was definitely a late night. We were all very tired. Our dog was very anxious to get out of the car, but he did good. So they are here, they're home. I haven't filmed any videos over the past couple of days just because I really wanted to spend time with them both. But my girlfriend did get here, do a couple of interviews, and like her second interview went very well, and they hired her right then, and it was very quick, and she's already started work, hence why she's not here. So she is off at work. She started today, so I congratulate her, and I'm extremely happy and proud of her. So yeah, so there's that update. So I'm hanging out with my dog. I have a bunch of job stuff lined up that hopefully will go through for me. Still working hard on my schooling. I got a class right now I'm doing called, I forget what it's called. It's like media. It's basically talking about different things within the audio or music and media industry. So I'm learning different things about that, different roles, and more business stuff behind it. So that's exciting. I'm enjoying that class a lot. So aside from that, like I said, trying to potentially get some jobs, things lined up. Might be looking into a bartender position, which would be a lot of fun. I enjoy talking with people. I've worked in kitchens before. Never bartended, but should be fun. So we'll see how that goes. So aside from this update, I did kind of want to do another part to this video talking a little bit more about my past. And now I know I've brought up them in the past videos and what I've done. I've always said I've worked with a band for about 5 years doing like production stuff. So I kind of wanted to give a little shout out to that band and those guys because they're a huge part of my life, and wanted to give them a shout out, and they're doing a lot of cool things. So the band is Sygnal to Noise. They're based out of southern Maine. They started it back around 2012. It was my good friend Coop, who had been working in the music industry for about 20 years. He's been a singer, used to play drums, but he's basically known as being a front man and a singer with a lot of other great bands that he did throughout his past. And he also started with another guy named Ted and another guy named Matt, who we called Splat. But basically that whole thing started out, this more or less is like a shoot the shit, why not, I'll play music. It's been a few years since I've done anything in music type of thing. So those guys got together and jammed a little bit. Then it turned into, oh, this is really fun. Maybe we could actually write some songs. So those guys started writing some songs. It ended up turning out that it wasn't a good fit with those 3 guys. Mainly just one guy, which was Splat, and Splat ended up leaving the band. They split. So Ted and Coop really wanted to continue doing stuff. So Coop's son Austin plays the drums very well. Asked to kind of join up and be like, hey Dad, can I try out? So I'm doing a very summarized story of the band, by the way, because you know this isn't VH1 behind the music, so I'll try to keep it short and sweet. But Austin, Coop's son, ended up joining, and they wrote their first album. It was called Without Color. It was an EP. It was released back 2014, maybe? No, 2000. I don't remember what year, but it was released. They had a very late release than when the band started in 2012, because a lot of it, you have to keep in mind, was the original 3 that jammed and did their thing, and then the son came in, and then it became a more serious thing, and the songs became more viable pieces. So they formulated the band, named it Sygnal to Noise, and then got the ball. They played a few shows, got the ball rolling on recording, and then releasing the CD. And the day before they actually released the CD to the public, The day they got the physical CDs in hand back from duplication after recording, the guitar player Ted ended up leaving the band, which was a hard hit because they just put a lot of time and money into recording that first album. So Coop, wanting to, you know, make an effort because his son joined the band and worked hard, and both of them worked hard, it ended up turning into, you know, let's try to find and fill some spots and fill some holes. And at the time, Coop was playing bass and singing, and playing an instrument in a band was new for him. Well, not necessarily new for him, but doing both, singing and playing bass. So he was kind of like, you know, I kind of want to do one or the other. And obviously, where he had a very, you know, he was the voice of the band, they wanted to keep him as a singer, so they ended up finding a bass player. They ended up finding a new guitar player and actually bringing in another guitar player. So they went from being a 3-piece to a 5-piece. So from there, they released the CD to the public. Did great locally and everything in Maine. When they released the CD, it greatly accepted. Gained a lot of fans. And from there, the band kind of evolved and kept on evolving. And basically my role with the band was, when the first 3 original guys joined, Splat, Ted, and Coop, I kind of just went into the picture being like, I want to be around music. I want to just, you know, I'll come to the band room, I'll help you guys do whatever I'll just want to be around it. And then it turned into like, hey, you know, I've played drums, let me be your drum tech. And then it was, you know, once Splat left the band and Austin came in, they were talking about actually doing shows. It was, hey, we got some old lights, you know, can you figure this out? So I didn't sleep, and I researched and taught myself everything I could learn so I could do that and fill that role, because I wanted to be a part of it. So I ended up learning the lights and doing all that, putting on a show, and Coop and I were very much adamant about trying to put on a good visual, as well as the band worrying about putting out the good musical content and music itself. So they wanted to create a whole show, and I was very much on board with that. So I worked with Coop in creating that. So as I said, as the years progressed, the band evolved, got more fans, we were playing bigger shows. They were playing shows with Avenged Sevenfold, Seether, Saliva, Winger, Buck Cherry, the list goes on. I mean, they were playing huge shows and doing very well, winning awards, being played on the radio, doing charitable events. I mean, the band was doing very well, and it evolved. There was a couple of member changes throughout it, but each time it was a good evolvement. It was always for the better of the band. It always, you know, the band always got better. Nothing to shit on the guys that were formerly in the band, but it was, hey, you know, it's not the right time and place for you to continue with the band. Let's take the next step and fill that hole. And every time they fill that hole, it bettered the band. So the band is evolved. I keep on throwing the word evolved, but they've done really well about keeping it going and keeping it moving. And Coop is a great frontman in the sense that he has a very good business mentality, especially for this industry, because this industry is not easy for anyone who knows or doesn't know. It's pretty much on the end of impossible to make it in music, and if you are going to make it, you have to work harder than what you think you do, if that makes sense. So as I said, with my role, you know, I learned lighting, but as it progressed and the band evolved and we were doing these bigger shows, I ended up being kind of like the production manager. Basically, I made sure the gear was taken care of, things were taken care of for the band. So if we get to a venue, you know, I made sure that, you know, you guys are going here, this is how it's going to go. And I basically be middleman and all that if Coop wasn't doing that already. Taking care of gear, setting up lights, programming lights, operating the lights, If we did bigger shows that we were headlining, working with Coop to create an atmosphere on stage, whether it was designing props and set pieces for the stage. So there was a lot that the band worked on to make sure that they, along with the great music that they were writing, or at least I think it's great music, and a lot of people do as well, putting on that visual, that old type of like Kiss, mentality, or Alice Cooper mentality. We're not cutting our heads off like Alice Cooper, but still it was put on a show along with the music to create an experience for people. And that was something I enjoyed very much. That's why I loved the role that I had with this band, because again, I just went into it being, hey, I want to be just associated with it, be a part of it, and it just became so much more, and I owe that to the guys in the band that let me be a part of it. It was a journey. It's stressful. It's a lot of hard work, but to me it was worth it. And I talked about in my past video about personal growth and things, and how my mentality with the band was I worked my ass off, and sometimes as I grew up that I fell short with that towards my life, and applying that same hard work and mentality to my life. So it was a lot of fun, and it was a great payoff, and that was 5 years of my life that I wouldn't have traded for the world. And I'm here where I'm at now because of that. I wouldn't be in school for show production if I didn't do that, because I wouldn't have known any better. If anything, I'd probably be working, a retail shit job, not knowing what I'm doing with my life. But working with the band gave me the opportunity to find out, have that passion grow even more, and learn what it is that made me really enjoy being around music and all that. I love the visual element. I love when I get to go to a concert and I see bands and the crazy lights, and there's pyro and fog, and just even how the bands dress or wear. I love the visual element of it because it creates an experience for the audience, and that's what I want to do for people in the future with my career in this. So that's why I'm at school. That's why I'm at Full Sail, and I know that doing this journey that I'll be able to do that. So Sygnal to Noise, everybody, John, Dave, Austin, Coop, and anybody involved and who's helped along the way. Our driver D, Booby, you were towards the end my crew guy who helped out a lot. So all the fans, radio personalities that have gotten to meet, like Justin Sane, other bands, Devil's Night Out, the list goes on. I mean, Devil's Night Out, there's Cross the Divide, there's 13 High, there's Fifth Freedom. I could go on and on. Freaking Loki, The Resistance, all you guys, meeting you. And a lot of you guys gave me feedback on what I was doing with lighting, and that meant the world to me. So just as much as I owe Signals to Noise, I owe other people within that industry who complimented and supported me. So thank you very much. So Sygnal to Noise has 2 albums out right now. The EP Without Color that I mentioned, that was their first EP. After that, they released Without Color. So both are on Amazon Play or Google Play or whatever you want to call it, the Amazon store. iTunes, obviously, Microsoft Music. They are everywhere, so you can find them. With that being said, they are currently in the studio right now as we speak, working on their 3rd album, which will be a full length, which will be really exciting. I know some of the material working with them towards the end there, so I'm excited to actually hear the album. Both albums prior to this, I was with them inside the studio, so it's kind of weird and different to kind of have that unknown, but I'm really excited for them and really proud of them. I love you guys. Thank you for everything that you've allowed me to do with you guys, and I know you guys are going to kick ass. So people, I'd really love for you guys to go check it out. They also have a YouTube channel I will link that in the description. All their links and all their information I'll put in our description. But thank you guys for watching my video. As always, you can find me on social media. Links will be in the description. If you like this video, give it a quick like. If you want to keep on seeing videos that I post up about my journey through Full Sail and everything that I'm doing, hit the subscribe button. I really do appreciate it. Leave a comment. Let me know what you thought. Talk with me, and I will definitely answer and get back to you. And I appreciate it, guys. If you want to see my last video, it'll probably be a link somewhere in this portion of the screen right now, maybe, possibly. We'll see. But thank you, guys. I'll catch you later. Have a great day.